Hi everyone, this is Angie and Ben, and welcome to our homestead. I'm using a program called SketchUp to design my new workshop. I just wanted to show you here some of the constraints behind the design of the new shop, as well as the plans themselves. So if you look here, this is basically an outline of what existed before construction on the workshop started. This blue rectangle here represents the old pump house, which I'm essentially replacing. The foundation was compromised, it's all rotted, the roofing is questionable, but this is where our well is, so I have to build around that. This brown area here represents the corner of a fence that we installed recently. We have H-braces at the corners and it's a wire fence. It's easy enough to remove, but I didn't want to destroy the entire corner of the fence because it's a key structural component of the fence line. So I'll show you here where the new workshop is supposed to go. This new blue rectangle represents basically the new foundation and gravel area for the new shop. As you can see, it does fit in between the driveway here and the well pump here. I plan to move all of the components that were placed inside of the old well house in the new workshop, maybe under a workbench eventually, but basically the pressure tank and the electrical components that control the well pump will be inside. And as you can see up here, I would only be removing one of the H-braces from the corner instead of both of them. So basically, I'll have a foundation that consists of skids, and that will be on top of a stone foundation. Let me show you here. I'd have stone dumped down there and some posts surrounding it to prevent the crushed stone from washing away. And from what I've researched, this seems to be a pretty strong way of doing it. The skids basically make it a temporary structure like a shed. It doesn't have a concrete footing buried underground or any sort of concrete at all. These are just 4x4 posts laying down. The joists go on top of that. I plan to put insulation in these cavities. It's spaced 16 inches on center. I plan to have about 4 inches of foam just in case I ever want to have a climate-controlled workshop. You have tongue and groove flooring glued and screwed down to the joists. Framing built up from there. 2x4 framing, 16 inches on center, all standard stuff. I have some windows that I purchased from a neighbor who's getting rid of them because he ordered the wrong size for a project. Basically, this is constructed to be an 8-foot ceiling. However, there's an expansion above the double sill plate to provide a shed pitch to the roof. As you can see here, the rafters go across. Also 16 inches on center, but much sturdier lumber, and then quite a generous overhang to prevent water and weather from getting down into the siding. The siding, which will be T111, which is basically a plywood product that is designed to also be the siding. Has a little decorative groove as well. I didn't put all of the siding on in this drawing just because it's pretty tedious, but you can kind of get the gist of what it'll look like just from this. And the roofing, I'll have a plywood product as well, probably the same material as the floor, but then I'll have a 5V metal roof placed over that. So if I turn off the siding here, you can see that the windows will be pretty big, and there will be a human access door as well. Anyway, this is a pretty basic design, probably overbuilt. You don't really need 16 inches on center for anything. It's just kind of a designation that became common because sheet goods started coming in 4-foot and 8-foot segments, and this just creates a good nailing surface for all that. I don't really know what I'll install on the inside. I don't know if there will be drywall eventually or what, but 16 inches on center, it's a pretty good standard, and it's okay if it's overbuilt. We do get hurricanes here in North Carolina, and that extra weight is probably fine. All right, well, stay tuned on the series, and hopefully you'll get to see the full process of how I built this workshop and what I use it for. Thanks.